Hello, Shemai. Today I'm going to review a website online called StockX. So StockX is a website that you can go to buy and sell items. Normally it kind of deals more with like fashion, like trainers and merch and things like that. So I thought I'd do this video because I've seen lots of videos reviewing StockX for, trainers and things like that, but I've not seen any for vinyl records, and they do have quite a few of them on there. A lot of the time it's the more expensive records as well. This is my review of StockX. So as I said, StockX is kind of like a place for people to go to both buy and sell products. It differs from eBay though. As I said, they don't have any used items on there. All the items have to be brand new. They have to be authenticated by the website itself, so it kind of gives the buyer a bit of protection there, because the website kind of works as a middleman to authenticate the items and make sure that they are legitimate before sending them to you, so it tries to add that bit of safety there as well. It also differs because it kind of works more like a haggling website, so you kind of have as a buyer, you can kind of be like, I want to sell this item for this much, and then somebody can come along and say, I want to buy this item for this much. It kind of works to try and get the two prices to kind of like meet in the middle, in that kind of way really. As I said, I've seen quite a few records on the website. They've all been quite sought after records. StockX has a lot of expensive stuff on there. Trainers, merch, everything that's on there, it's usually quite expensive. It's not, you're not going to go on there really and find many items under a tenner or £20 even. I've seen a lot of kind of like videos of people reviewing StockX, and it did actually give me a bit of trust in it as a website. So there's quite a lot of videos of people trying to, putting up fake trainers on the website, and then buying them themselves, sending them into StockX to try and get through their verification process, and they're sending off like the best of the best fake trainers to this site, and like they're reviewing them and saying no, these aren't legit, and rejecting them. And that's the majority of the videos that I've seen. Item that I saw on there that I just couldn't resist putting in a bid for was one of my favorite artists. It's Juice Wrld, so I'm wearing some Juice merch in honor of that today. So the album in question was this one. It is Juice Wrld's Goodbuy and Good Riddance, his debut album. So I have this on black vinyl. I've had it for quite a while now. I remember picking this up in HMV when it was on discount back in 2019. But there is a blue vinyl variant of this album, which goes for mega money. Now, like eBay, you're looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds. Discogs, same story there. It's just ridiculous. I was seeing it on this StockX website going for between some cases £100 to £200, which, for a record which you're seeing sell on other websites like eBay and Discogs, that's a pretty good price for it. So I was thinking, this is an album that I would die to get, and this is probably going to be the cheapest way I'm ever going to be able to afford it. So I took a punt and I ordered it. I didn't get off to a good start. First thing that happened was my order was, the person who sold it didn't send it to StockX at all. They didn't even send it to them to verify it. They just kind of said, they didn't send us this item you ordered, here's a refund, here's your money back, sorry. And I was like, oh. I did email them then, because because obviously all the items have to be new. So I was thinking, well, if this item has to be new, it has to be sealed before it gets sent. How are they going to verify that item before sending it to me? So I emailed them about this, and they said to me, the records would be opened, we would look at the record to make sure it's, the limited edition copy of it, and then we would send that copy on to you. So I was like, okay, great. So as long as they send this record to them and it goes through the verification process, easy as anything to look at a record and go, blue, that's good. And eventually I bought another copy. I think I spent something crazy at the time, which I've not done since, I was like £170 on this record, and I waited and I waited, and it got sent to StockX. They verified it. I was well excited. It arrived in this big, huge box. I did actually record an opening for it, but I didn't put it out because I was lazy and didn't have time to edit the video, but mostly because I was lazy. I might throw in a couple of snippets of that unboxing. Big huge box, way too big for the record itself. I opened it up and lo and behold, it was a black vinyl. It was not authentic at all. And then I had this whole palaver then with StockX with trying to return the item. And when you've just spent more money than you've ever spent on a record, by quite a bit as well. Like the most I think I'd ever spent on a record before this was like 50 quid. I've just spent £170 on a record, and now this website's saying to me, oh, can you send us pictures so we can prove that you were sent the wrong item and all that stuff. And I was sending them all this stuff, and then they were like, oh, you have to print off a label, go to one of our designated spots, which was miles and miles away from where I lived as well, and send this item back to us. Then we have to receive the item, check it over in person ourselves before sending you a refund. So I was like, what happens if it gets lost? And it was just kind of all this stuff that could happen that could eventually end up with me not getting my money back. And then I started to watch other videos where that's happened to people, and I started to really panic then. Because I was just like, well, this is ridiculous. This could have all been avoided had they just done what they told me they were going to do originally, which is just open up the box, look at the colour of the record, because they hadn't opened it at all. They said that they would open it, reseal it, and then send it. It was still in its original seal. Its seal hadn't been broken. They literally just got the record, looked at it, looked at the cover and thought, yeah, that's the same cover, chucked it in a box and sent it to me. They didn't do anything what they told me they would do to authenticate it at all. The authentication process was nothing. So clearly, they're more than capable, I would say, based off what I've looked into the company for things like trainers and other things like that. But as far as vinyl records go, it was terrible. I even recorded a full video of me actually packaging this back away in the original box that they sent it to me in. I did get my money back for it, thank God. It was just a terrible experience all round. I didn't have much faith in their customer service team. I wouldn't have any faith in their verification team when it comes to vinyl records. They did actually send me a $20 apology thing, but as I said, $20 doesn't go that far in StockX. So I was just editing the video and I was going back through some of the emails that was being sent back when this was going on, and I can't believe I forgot about this, but I have to include it. Also, they didn't send me the refund straight away even after getting the item, because they said that I had to set up a Hyperwallet account in order to even get the refund in the first place. So they told me that I had to go to this separate thing, enter my details, my bank details into this website, and when at first I was just kind of like, no, just give me back my money. They were like, oh, they weren't trying to like give me other options, they were just kind of saying, they were just trying to get me to trust this website, of saying, oh, it's, you know, it's a company website with PayPal, we have to transfer the money back to you this way, and it was just terrible. And going back over as well the emails, the email correspondence with them is terrible. It's just so obviously just loads of staged, like the amount of times I heard the same phrase over and over and over again. The amount of times they used the word frustrating just frustrated me even more. It was like they were using it like sometimes 3 times in one email. Like, I understand this is frustrating for you, and then later on, I understand this might be a frustrating process. Just terrible, terrible email structure, and I found it hard to even just communicate with one person at a time. It was like I would send an email and then I would like be talking to Juan, and then all of a sudden, hi, I'm Helen, I've seen your last email that you sent us, and it's just kind of like, what? It's just terrible. But yeah, just wanted to add that bit in. I would not recommend this website at all if you're using it to purchase vinyl records. I would stay the hell away. I would keep using just sites like eBay and Discogs and things like that, because it's just not worth the palaver and everything that you go through. It was like, this went on for months with the whole trying to order it, getting the item, trying to send it back to them, waiting for them to refund me the money. Like, I was down like £170 for far too long for what it was. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just can't recommend StockX at all. If you've tried using them for vinyl records, let me know what your experience has been, and yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace out.